Hi everyone. Just wanted to give a little discussion of the extra credit problem we had last week, where it was based on a game from Let's Make a Deal, that TV show, in which there's a prize behind three doors, one of the three doors, and you, the contestant, pick a door. The host opens another door with no prize, and then the host gives you the option of switching your choice from your first pick to whatever the third remaining door is left. Okay, and so I asked you to discuss: is there any advantage to switching? And I listened to read some of your responses on the forum, and some of you were saying, "Oh, there's no advantage to switching because you absolutely have no idea. You're just it's 50-50 whether the prize is behind the door, the two remaining doors." And some were saying you don't have any information about any, but actually you do, because you do know which door that you picked. You know exactly what the probability is that your first choice is correct or incorrect. You know that you have a 1 out of 3 chance of your initial guess being correct. And then with that knowledge, that actually and knowing what a switch actually means, that let's analyze what happens in the long run. Now, what I'm asking, is there any advantage? What I'm asking is, if we were to do this to you always switch or never switch, is there any advantage in that strategy in the long run? Okay, so let's take a look and see what happens. What are all the possibilities? So let's suppose the prize is exactly $100. Okay, and your first pick is either correct or incorrect. And then your options, the thing that you have control over, of whether you switch or don't switch. Now, if your first pick is correct and you switch, then you get 0. This is your payout. If your first pick is incorrect and you switch, you get $100. If your first pick is correct and you don't switch, then you get $100. And if your first pick is incorrect and you don't switch, then your payout is 0. Okay, so I think we can all agree on this payout table. Now let's see what happens if we were to play 100 games and you switch every time. Okay, so let's say you know ahead of time that the host is going to give you this option. And you play the game 900 times. Well, we know that about 300 of those your switch will be correct, and in 600 your switch will be incorrect. Okay, so for the 300 games where you guess correctly, and you switch, well, you're not going to get anything, right? So your payout would be, you get $0 for that. But let's say in the 600, okay, sorry about that. So I said 600 of these games where your guess is incorrect, and you switch, well, then your payout is going to be 600 times 100, right? So that would be $60,000, right? Or 600,000, right? No, 60,000. Sorry, 60,000. Okay, so that would be your total payout would be $60,000. Now let's suppose we play those 900 games and you never switch. Okay, so for 300 times your guess is correct, and you don't switch, then your payout is going to be, well, it's going to be $100 times times 600, or 300 times 300. So this will be 30,000. Okay. And in the 600 times where your guess is incorrect and you don't switch, your payout is 0. Okay. So in this case, your total payout is going to be $30,000, whereas if you switch, it's going to be $60,000. Right? And again, so there is an advantage. There's quite a big advantage, actually, of switching. And the reason why you're doing the main idea is when you're switching, you're admitting it's more likely that your initial guess was wrong than it was correct. Okay? So when you're switching, you're basically betting that your initial guess was incorrect. And if you don't switch, you're betting that your initial guess is correct. And we know ahead of time that it's more likely that your guess is incorrect than correct. So that's why there is an advantage to switching. Now, if you want to think about this, try this experiment again with 4 doors and see exactly what would be. And let's say you do this for 4 doors, 1 prize, and you guess 1 door is open, and then you have 2 other doors, and you have a choice of sticking with your door or picking one of those 2 remaining doors. So think about that and see if there's the advantage and maybe what the advantage is. So I'll see you next time. Thanks.